We live.
Yeah.
And so anyway, thank you.
We've been eating extra bread just for you. Good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to tonight's Dayton City Council meeting. It's February 20th, 2024. It's 7 o'clock on the nose for the most part. So call to order.
Member Volter.
Here.
Member Neary.
Here.
Member Neiman.
Here.
Member Kelly.
Here.
Member Wyrick. Member Levins.
Here.
Mayor Baker.
Here.
City Administrator Fawcett.
Here.
City Attorney Edmondson.
Here.
Fantastic. I appreciate everyone's participation. Next on the docket will be for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, justice for all. During that moment of silence, I hope everyone remembered a good friend of ours, Sandra Russell, who passed in the last week or so. She was a lifelong Dayton resident. She sat on many boards. She was just a great citizen. Lived to a ripe old age. We wish her family the deepest sympathy and thank her for her service to our city over the years. Next up is the mayor's report. First thing we have is the upcoming Memorial Day Parade. That is going to be on May 27th, I believe. Correct. 27th? Yes, correct. Monday the 27th. So it's our 95th Memorial Day Parade here in the city of Dayton. We'll be celebrating alongside Bellevue. This year, we're going to be working with the VFW once again to bring the parade to Dayton. We have a lot of different organizations, people, individuals, groups that are going to want to march in a parade. We welcome everybody to join that parade. Please come join our celebration for Memorial Day. So if you email info@daytonky.com, we'll get you set up with the right people and make sure it's another successful parade. And we want to thank all the volunteers that for the last 95 years have been making this go on without a hitch. It's a lot of work, but we're so proud to have that in our city. Last week, I met with a very important group here in the city, the Dayton High School Student Council. So I learned a lot listening to those folks. They ranged from 7th to 12th grade, and they told me all about what they felt was needed in Dayton, whether it was the parks, whether it was litter, all things that are kind of on our minds too, but it was interesting to hear their side of the story. So moving forward, hopefully next month, moving forward, we're going to invite them every month to have their own report each month to the city, to tell their side of the story, what's going on in the schools, more than just the football scores. What are we learning from these kids, and where can they give back to the community? Because they really want to volunteer, they want to be part of the community and be with us. So we're really excited about that partnership with the schools, and look forward to having them in the future. And that is all I have for my mayor's report this month. Next up will be the approval minutes from January 16, 2023. Ms. Klein, does anybody motion to approve the minutes?
I motion to approve the minutes.
Member Neiman made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mrs. Kelly has made the second. Do you have any comments? All in favor of approving the minutes?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? So moved. Next, the docket would be to open up the podium to address administration and the audience on any items that are regarding legislative items on the agenda tonight. So this is just for the legislative items on the agenda tonight. The podium is yours. All right. No one's stepping up, so we're going to go ahead and close that. Moving right along to the ordinances. The first one on the docket tonight would be ordinance 2024 number 1. Ms. Klein, please.
And this is the first reading of this ordinance. This is an ordinance amending section 111.01 and 111.02 of the City of Dayton Code of Ordinances, regulating the sale of alcoholic beverages in the city.
So, background is a current job and keep that on positive as well. Right.
Thank you, Mr. Fawcett. Again, this is just a first reading. Tonight's all, I believe, first readings. The next up on the docket is ordinance 2024 number 2. Ms. Klein, please.
This is an ordinance adopting the Dayton, Kentucky Historic Preservation Guidelines and incorporating them as an appendix to the city's zoning code.
Thank you, Mr. Fawcett. The last of the first reading ordinances tonight is ordinance number 2024 number 3. Ms. Klein, please.
This is an ordinance amending 3 sections of City of Dayton, Kentucky zoning code, section 18.10 of chapter 154 zoning, chapter 155 subdivision regulations, and chapter 156 historic preservation to impose civil penalties for violations of those sections to be consistent with the civil penalties found in section 38.15 of the Dayton Code of Ordinances.
Currently, our zoning code violations. Any violation.
And those fines can be applied as a lien on the property.
The process. Notice.
Versus a civil judgment, a criminal judgment. Yeah. Right.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Fawcett. And that concludes the first readings. Next up is order resolution number 20243 Romeo. Ms. Klein, please.
This is an order resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into agreements with Pure Supply LLC to terminate industrial revenue bonds issued in conjunction with the real estate and improvements thereon at 903 through 911 2nd Avenue, Dayton, Kentucky.
So the city currently owns the land.
all garbage.
But not the building.
Building, get field. Tenants, it's property. A lot of that.
And this will go, so that entire property, building and land, will go onto the tax rolls this year, where it hasn't been on there for 30 years.
Jay, quick question for you. Oftentimes you see when these go back on the tax rolls that there is I'm looking through that now. I apologize, you should have looked at it earlier. Is there an understanding of how the appraisal process for that parcel is to be conducted? Yeah, that's my question. Is I seen the certificate, of course, that they put the fair market values. I'm assuming they just pulled them off PVA. Then they probably haven't. No one's really looked at them yet. Probably not. They probably haven't been looked at in a while because nobody really cared. Is that? Well, they have an agreement, and a lot of these agreements I've seen, they actually have a stated value when they come out of it, which is a farce. So it did, and I don't see it in there, so that's good for us.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr. Fawcett. So regarding order resolution 2024 number 3 Romeo, do we have a motion to accept?
So move.
Member Volter's made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Member Neary's made a second. Which once again opens it up for discussion. Do you have any more discussion regarding this order?
Yeah, actually, on page 9, I see we're under the certificate. The actual assessed value of each of the tax parcels is $412,000, $10,000, and $198,900. So roughly $600,000. And I'm presuming that the property tax will be based off of that and off of this certificate. Understood. And will there be other properties in the industrial zone that were issued IRBs that are going to mature like this? I mean, this started in 1993. under an IRB.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? With a motion by member Volter and a second by member Neary, it opens it up for roll call. Roll call, please, Ms. Klein.
Member Levens? Member Volter?
Aye.
Member Neary?
Aye.
Member Neiman?
Aye.
Member Kelly?
Aye.
The ayes have it unanimously. Moving right along to the department director's monthly reports. As is tradition in the city of Dayton, Kentucky, we go with ladies first. So, Ms. Patterson, board code enforcement, please.
Word. And so we still have a vacant property that are in closure pipe. Working on getting our updated. We're working on getting another. And back at it. Yeah, we have a lot going on. Bill's doing a great job. We're
What's he looking like as far as percentages?
really close. Jay and I were talking about for him over the summer. Get that game plan. Doing great.
That's great. We've seen a lot of residents and landlords alike come forward to us and say, thank you for doing this. I didn't know this problem was existing, or you made my living space better. So it's such a positive program for the city.
Right. Yeah, I got a call today. Guys, top gonna be
Yeah.
a problem. Sure. That's good. Yeah.
Any questions?
Thank
you. Thank you, Ms. Patterson. It was snowy the other day. Our streets were pretty clean. So I'd like to welcome Mr. Lucas up to discuss public works.
Winter pretty mild.
Don't jinx us.
Yeah, well, I think we pretty much made it.
Don't jinx us.
Got the walk, river walking, all 7 days. That I hope. Like you, probably a total 40 tons installed all year. Other than that, Sam, I'll start on probably this. Danny, yeah. I think we have 4 more tree stumps to remove, and then Jared was talking about something about maybe trees, monument area. I mean, now, right, and other than that, that's all I have.
With these crazy temperatures we're getting, we've been walking, my wife and I, along the riverfront commons. Man, it looks great. It's just so nice that we're so close to the river. It's right off the flood wall. I think, are we the first city to adopt the digital kiosk?
So,
Yeah. So soon, when do they anticipate? So we're gonna have a digital kiosk that's going to be, it's part of the Riverfront Commons project, so it's being basically funded by an outside of the South Bank Partners. Thanks, Will Weber. Shout out. And it's going to have this digital kiosk right there, up there on Manhattan at the ferry ramp. It's going to tell people, hey, here are the available trails in the city of Dayton. Here's the available businesses in Dayton. And it's going to promote our city for folks who want to come down here and use that space. And once again, we're leading the way.
not sure yet.
Last week, 2 weeks ago.
Idea is to put it right there. From Harry Street, Riverside down, to the trail. There. Downtown. Video on the whole street. Pretty good.
Selling our businesses. What we do.
The other thing is that there will be a trail to the city. Trail. They're going to do a country lot. They're great. Yeah. That is treatment. Fine. Again, maybe having a better that's why I would put our trail.
Do you have any questions for Mr. Lucas? All right, thanks, sir. Chief Atkins, we'll give you the honors for the first responders.
I'll have my report. A couple things to touch on. One, we had a scheduled fire board meeting for tomorrow night that canceled. Got several board members who cannot be there. One of the things that was happening with tomorrow night, bragging on St. Elizabeth coming and giving our crews, EMS crew of the month, award to them, made a run, by having a stroke. And St. E is big on door to balloon, door to service times, whatever. My guys had somebody having a stroke, obviously having a stroke, and got them into the cath lab or got them the medicine they needed. They basically them gone. St. E is really big on it. And just so happens last week I got notification from St. E that our guys had somebody having a heart attack. Again, they're big on door to balloon times, what they call it. My guys had somebody, goal was less than 45 minutes, and they had them at the hospital from EMS transport to the door in 18 minutes. Door to balloon is less than 90 minutes. They've had them on the cath lab table in 50 minutes. St. E's big on stuff. My guys do a really good job. I like bragging on them. So just put that out there for them. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. Just doing guys are down on the riverfront, going through Velo. Those buildings get occupied, run them all the time. On the other condos, just doing walkthroughs, building familiarization, making sure catching life safety issues, fire stuff. Beyond that, I don't have a whole lot extra to add.
Chief, I've noticed that the Pulse Point app is down.
Yes. So a couple probably county had an issue. We have had some issues with it, and decision. Off. I don't think serve the purpose initially intended to. So decision stable. Probably
That was made, I think, by the county commissioners, correct?
Badge Board County stakeholders. I don't know if it's actually county commissioners or not.
Just wanted to clarify that it wasn't a city decision.
No, it was not a city.
That's a permanent.
More than likely. More than likely.
What were the problems with it?
There were some privacy issues, security issues. I know one of the other counties surrounding us about a year ago. I did probably.
What does Pulse Point do? Like where?
So initially it was, so say you're out, you have your Pulse app
Yeah.
and CPR call out. Started getting used for fire runs, for any EMS run, anything, car wrecks, and whatever have turned on. I think started looking. What it was.
Your questions for Chief Agnes? Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good evening. Vincent?
Yeah. So, like, so we get the ball. Don't work. Pretty much.
Speaking of the ramp, my view right here, I can see all these car lights going up and down. It's being used. That's awesome. People are coming into our main street off Manhattan Boulevard and vice versa. So it's awesome. It's awesome. So that is the end of our department.
No.
Oh, Chief Hatfield, my bad.
Get me.
I apologize.
It's all right.
I apologize,
All
sir.
right.
Chief Hatfield, your report, please.
So y'all have my monthly report. I got together a year report, tried to a book more full of pictures instead of coming up here. So for the citizens of Dayton, I went ahead and just in PowerPoint thing I sent you guys. So anybody have any questions?
Chief, the only thing I have to add is I'm in arraignment weeks this week. It's my arraignment week, and y'all been mopping up Dayton this week. So there's been a lot of there was a few incidents that occurred. Almost all of the defendants were out of towners. So Cincinnati, I mean, a really bad element coming into the city of Dayton, and we. But
That's what I explained like first. Like 90 around that time. Did it. People arrested. had bars, party, down. Tired of that. Fruits of the labor and stuff like that.
Well, our judge made a comment today. I mean, he knows where I moonlight, but he said, you all better think twice about going in the city of Dayton if you live in Cincinnati. And there was also a dog that was on the loose, two dogs, two pit bulls in Dayton. And the judge is going to throw the book at him because we only cited him for a civil offense, or it's a citation, so up to a maximum of 250. And the judge is like, look, that's not enough. These dogs are preying on people walking around the streets. He said, what other charges, Mr. Edmondson, do you think are appropriate? So we have some teeth on this guy that owns these dogs. So we'll continue to step it up. So I just wanted to let you know there was at least, yeah.
Problem. Impressive. All right. This is just the accomplishment done, and I'll touch on it. This is the community event. We're going to do it again this summer safety. We gave away bikes. Talk about summer safety. Outside biking, stuff like that. When engine safety crossing, they had a great time. Those are some of the pictures for officers. Races, kids, 14 bikes. There's nice crowd. They were excited about it. I didn't have any pictures. I was on vacation this year, so I didn't get any pictures. Sergeant Lynn Kugel really has pictures. Other citizens. I didn't have any of that, but it was successful. We had $948 in auction club and the holiday donation drive truck. Successful. That was Fort Thomas. Cops and kids we do every year. Go off. And just community events, just being out and talking about playing with kids whenever we can. And then we had some new hires. Plus 5 hiring, getting in, taking officers. The officer worked out well, getting acclimated with the city department. Guys hired. 2 promotions. Sergeant School promoted sergeant earlier, and Detective Mangan. We do have another promotion coming up in the process now. It's for the other sergeants by the officer, Sergeant Wilkie hired. So we're going to have a test, 90 days of studying, testing, generated by the Kentucky Association. Very good. The outcome. Awesome. That. And then some updated equipment that we needed. I've been here, but I'm on my team here. Guns that we had were handguns. Talking with, going to a conference, other police chiefs, everybody's getting guns, red dot sights at the Twitchy 40 caliber to 9mm. 50 cents per bullet. 9 out there. We upped our contract with body cams. Taser, they got gunshot detection on it, automatically come on. It's got better, obviously, on the presentation better. Low light level, camera are a lot better, faster charging. Charger be done within like a half hour. back on the road if need be. And the new taser, we have 2 officers, taser, station, Texas man instructor. That is taser. Newer firmware and downloading, and it actually one shot usually had acting up, buddy's acting up. You both. So the guys like it. We're just updated. We updated our social media. I turned it over to younger guys. You got to be on it. Social media is something. It's the city social media. It takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of time to put information out there. These are like some of the patches that we've done for different holidays, cancer, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Veterans Day. Just anything we put out there positively out in the community, out there quickly, awesome. The parking app. So we've done the parking app that's due this year. Parking complaints went up from almost double. 90. They had a double increase parking complaints. Parking enforcement generating more money. Price $20. How far back? $. Fines are now doubled. It's $40 now. Still is. We wrote 300. We are hitting the out-of-state plates slowly, but so we have to have a violation. Add those citation. Parking. Bunch of. I think I looked at another one that we generated. Get expired registration. Wrote 100 times citation. Higher route. Trying to get those people. Towing vehicle. Not, we're writing a lot of things. That's citation. These are just some of the awards. Officer Kern won the annual DUI award, Governor Award at Lexington every year. And we did a Officer of the Year award, something that's look forward to motivate officers throughout the year. It's graded by your supervisor, things, report writing, community orientation, complaints, stuff like that. If you get any complaints, how you deal with the public, and all around getting out there, stopping car, the totality of every officer firm. That's the black bottom left-hand corner that we have down in the basement apartment. There. Something. And Valerie's been with us, Officer Collis, with us for well over a year, but she didn't graduate the academy. Got out of the academy. So when she graduated the academy, there's not many awards that they gave out. She received the coordinator award for excellence. That was. And then Sergeant Lynn Kugel graduated from the Academy of Vision. The next class he would take as far as extended leadership, just executive development or executive development. It's in budgeting. And then we had our annual accreditation, which comes usually every 4 years, but they just changed it 5 years. Or I'm sorry, it was 5 years. They just changed it to 3 years. And this was our third accreditation that comes in that checks our policies, procedures, get a break. Cities, and we just have to follow the guidelines they have passed. That March 7th, of course. And of course, Canine Cooper. He's been a huge hit. That was just a shout out. Bucks from Labrador. The medical care that's been given to him and food stuff by Pet Wants. So we're excited to see how he does. Come in early today and went down to dispatch. They love him and took him down to Cooper, your future garden. And then the new cruisers, that's just what the new cruisers look like. Top one is the Durangos, give those. Guys like them, love them. A lot more room. And the bottom one left, that's the executive car that I'm driving. Put the pictures up there, how they valley. Nice. And then crime stats, any questions about them? About the same, a little bit gone down. Traffic citations gone up, or that was getting new officers, taking officers off the train them. That's a little different there. Drug activity or drug arrest, roughly the same message down in one of our high runs. Have it. And the number of arrests. Hopefully those things keep going down. It's not that not doing anything, it's are hitting the ones that we have and they don't want to come back. That's the way I want to portray that number down. These are just reports we've taken: robbery, thefts, burglary, auto thefts. Auto thefts are up this year. A lot of them are stemming from unauthorized use of motor vehicles, borrow their cars, friends' cars. We have to enter them stolen. That's why our number is up a little bit on that. Burglaries, we had none. The thefts have always been kind of a average, I guess, kind of around the same. Assaults are up. Not sure why. Six. Just other activity that we foot patrol, vandalism, juveniles. I like showing that down. It just helps with really holding the parents accountable for their kids running out late at night. They're being charged criminally if their kids are out running out. They get a violation. And then Officer Brendel, school, being in the school and developing those relationships with kids and stuff like that. I like seeing that number keep going down. Juveniles and vandals. Traffic stops, they've gone up more than double. More guys back. And the parking. This is just juvenile cases. I had number being where we're at now because of charging for complaints, activity, vaping, tobacco, possession, marijuana charges, anything. And doing a good job in working with this help any helps. And that's just the yearly reality of everything. That's all I had. So it's just kind of a quick presentation. Just the general public heard from me, and they don't have the book that I made for you guys, but hopefully maybe
I have a question. Alex started telling that story about court. Are you saying we're having an influx of people from outside Dayton, criminal activity, or it's just
It's very encouraging to see that it's not Daytonians. It's people from the outside,
Okay.
which is a
And
good
that's
thing. I
different.
mean,
people coming into,
right.
not, I mean, being, committing a crime and leaving out getting caught,
Cleaning it,
getting caught,
cleaning it
getting-
up.
not getting away with it.
Great.
Got some younger guys that sometimes, they're afraid to make this conversation. After they get out there, got to. It's something that they got to be confident. About a year. Proud. Lieutenant Baldwin Landing.
Any other questions for Chief Hatfield? Thank you for your work and your presentation, sir.
Thank you.
Checking all my check marks to make sure I got everybody this time. We do. So that concedes the department director's monthly reports, which moves us along to the city administrator report. Mr. Fawcett.
Yes, so we gave you a copy of the Money Matters magazine, Department of our bank, they do. Brand is, we were all covered. That's our park, cover, and then they go inside. I was saying a story about living here, and picture the rainy building, the marina, there's there, their mural, big mural, they also have the very good connector, talking about all the development. That's really nice. So I'll get a copy of that. Speaking of the first building, look, paint the outside windows, great. Look for inside, talk about having a ceremony.
See, opening day, which is a holiday, of course, is March 28th. I believe this is March 27th.
Okay.
Well, another opening day.
But a different.
Correct.
So that's the date. I think that one, the finalized. Great. So, work, you know, work. I think right now. I mean, so tonight when we read, I just want to make a point. We read the first reading. Change. Friday. Make sure you're aware of the game. Thought like something scary thing today that seen either post that or I went ahead and added this sentence. And where this says property owner obtains a COA from the city must strictly close to the window, door, or other area. Front. That allows us to go back. Baker and I today went down Route 8. I've seen progress was on the work down there. We couldn't get through because they had the road closed off. Work did talk to the KYPC worker there, and he said things are going well. They've installed 19 boulders on the road. Also, you know, boulders. He says they're on track. So, can't make it done. In the right direction and on time, about budget on time. And then we also did, the mayor and I had not 4 kilo units.
That's- Last Friday, yes.
Last Friday, really nice. It's, one of the buildings is finished. They're working on the other ones now. Just very, 1 3-bedroom units there that are really nice. Upper deck out of the river and arena and people pool area inside. Got all the latest amenities. They have a pet lounge, you can take your dog, watch it, room it. Got cycling facility, really. This game.
It is very, very nice. Can't wait to see the residents there and
Yeah.
the nice cement pond ahead.
They're already leasing.
What did you say? They're leasing the first building now?
Yeah, he said that they expect it. Hope to be done, spring. Definitely myself.
Great views, rooftop amenities, like look into the harbor. So if I owned a boat up here, I would dock it there. I'd live there and I'd enjoy life. Pretty sweet.
So, last thing is.
Wait, how many units is that place? How many units?
240?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you're way more accurate than I am.
Council on that?
Yeah.
Like that is, here, first part of putting together in our 2024 resident survey, we have a number of great responses. All yeah. Thank you. Hard work. So, just flavor for residents. Right. Differently. Give me a chance to look at it.
Is that online?
No.
Well, some are edited.
took some of the language out and a little personal attacks out. Yeah, we don't want to.
That's all I got here.
Thank you, Mr. Fawcett. Do we have any questions for City Administrator Fawcett? Excellent work, sir. Thank you. Next up is the audience comments. And once again, the podium is yours. So address council, staff. We have one member of the audience tonight. He's addressing us. So Mr.
Terrace
State
Horton.
your name and your address.
Oh, my name is Terrace Troy Horton, council members. All council, everybody. The reason I'm here, I didn't think I'd be here since 6 months ago. I thought I was going to be in Southern Campbell County shooting hands with a gun, my friend. But I submit myself to a higher power, and I'm here. First, looked at the house with Barry, got there and looked at it. When I came back, I stopped at 3rd and Barry, and I saw a little white gentleman and a black gentleman playing soft toss out here in the basement. It took me back to where I'm from in Elizabeth County. Me and my best friend, same thing, at a baseball field, close in proximity to my house. So I knew I was drawn here for a reason. And Elizabethtown was really big on parks and recreation, building in the community. And that's where I learned at a very young age to be a community servant because I was watching other people do it around me. We had baseball facilities that have grown now to be like a Cal Ripken Junior baseball facility down Kentucky. I believe that Dayton has the ability to do that as well. And also, whenever I was 6th grade till senior year, I was student council. I was able to use those organizational after I graduated high school to I opened a business, my first barbershop in Radcliffe, Kentucky, and I worked alongside with North Hardin High School and Hardin County Schools to provide programming with schools for the teenagers. And we had a very successful program. This is when I was like 22, 23 years. And I'm going somewhere. So then whenever I moved here to Northern Kentucky, NKU, opened a barbershop in Covington, 2010 in Latonia. So I was able to be a part of the community in Latonia to where I seen that same community of people being able to build in the community where kids would go watch their dads play softball, so to speak. And it was just like a ecosystem of recreation. Then moving to downtown Covington, 2015, when the Renaissance started to happen, when Braxton Brewery was the first place there, and the barbershop that I co-founded, Cutman Barbershop. This was before Agave and Rye. This was before Duveneck Square. This is for all those things. So fast forward 2024, I don't rent a place in Covington in a loft. I own a home in Dayton, Kentucky. And I see it's like deja vu happening all over. So I'm just here to offer my skill sets and services to the city and have a fluid communication on the parameters of what I can and cannot do. I was a part of helping Renaissance. I sat on the Renaissance Covington board with, and it was a group of us who were nonpartisan who really pushed the envelope. We got Hannaford jumping. We got Hotel Covington jumping. At one point before the pandemic in 2019, Covington, Kentucky was the most visited city in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. The downtown was booming, and we were all benefiting. My business benefited, but then COVID happened and everything happened for a reason. But we're here now in 2024. I see the same thing happening. And when I say I offer my skill sets in TV, radio, broadcast, communication, things like that, I do not want to jump on Main Street board or do anything like that, because the momentum's already there. I want to use my skill sets to form a recreation department, not parks, recreation that we target. The new 532 new units over behind here, or we say that we want to retain them when they come to this city. We want them to not just live here. We want them to spend their money here and to work out here and to create mental health practices here. So when they get off work, they're excited to come home because they got a kickball game to go to in the park. And we maintain the park and use our relationships with partners who we know can do things such as parks like in Ludlow or in Bellevue, and bring a park like that similar to the one right here at Gilland. And I know these are futuristic plans in 10-year, 15-year plans, but as a citizen and a resident of Dayton, I just want everybody to understand where I'm coming from, so we could all be on a fluid way of the parameters of what I can and
You can do all the. First of all, thank you very much for your excitement. You're wanting to build these things. Recreation department sounds awesome. I remember you say it's a 10, 15-year plan. I think that's crazy long. I think it'd be a lot quicker than that, especially if the smaller you are, the more nimble you are. To bring you onto the park board or something like that, to where we can then go through the park board for those type of events. And if we have those type of sponsored events, like a kickball, I think it's huge, because if you remember, I'm sure you do, 10 years ago, Over the Rhine had a kickball tournament, or not tournament, but a league every Wednesday night or whatever. I don't know. Everybody get together and they'd have their leagues, and then they'd have a tournament and all that stuff. It brought a lot of activity into Washington Park over there and Over the Rhine. We have a golden opportunity right here, and it's at our use. So the best way to do that would be through the park board and have that as a city sanctioned event. So let's get you involved in that and get those ideas going. Because I know right now the park board is very busy. They're doing a lot of great things with Sergeant Park. They're doing a lot of great things with Gilliland, and we have half a dozen or so pocket parks throughout the community that they're putting their time towards. Kind of hard for them to do all those things, which are very necessary, as well as organize a kickball, organize any other leagues like that. So I'd love to get you involved in those, in that board, and as well as get these things going.
Well, thank you guys for your time. You guys are in town.
Oh, thanks, Terrence. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Looking at the large audience, does anybody else like to address council tonight with thoughts, concerns? All right, we're ready to close the audience comments. Next up is new business. Did anybody from council like to address council with new business administration as well?
What day is strategic planning day?
Yeah.
And that's open to the public?
That's Saturday or Saturday? That's Saturday. Yes, it's Saturday, March 9th. Right here. Got it. Open to the public. I encourage anybody to come down. We'll have snacks. Anybody else addressed with new business?
Pickleball.
Pickleball. Well, I love it. It's been on our agenda for over a year now, and that's going to come up in the strategic planning. Where? Right here. When?
March 9th.
That's right. Do we have snacks?
We have a lunch and snacks
That's correct. So March 9th, pickleball. We'll have that discussion.
already.
I might have extra pickles just for the discussion.
Thank you. I look forward to that.
Because
Yeah, what time is it?
9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an all day event. We have an abundance of pickles, so it'd be good to get them out of my pantry. Any other new business to the city? All right, we'll go ahead and close that out. The last thing on my docket I have here is, do we have a reason for executive session pursuant to KRS 618103, discussions of proposed or pending litigation against or on behalf of the public agency? All right. Would anybody like to make a motion to move into executive session?
So move.
So moved by member Volter, second.
Second.
Second by, like, member Levins has been quiet on that. We'll give it to her. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're gonna have a 5-minute recess for anyone who needs to use the restroom. We need to make a note that no action was taken during executive session. All right, so no action was taken during executive session. Is there any other motions? Are there?
For first reading, make motion for first reading on 2024, number 4.
What is, can you read it? Will you
Yeah.
read it?
This is an ordinance amending section 150.85 of the city's residential rental license and safety inspection program to provide for pre-inspection compliance review.
All right, the motion's been made for number 2024, number 4.
You need a second.
I'll make the second.
There's no.
It's first reading.
Oh, it's a
Nope.
first reading.
So,
That's late.
so, what we need to do right now. Second reading or next
March.
It's fine.
reading.
All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Moved by member Bolter. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Good day. See you next.